Project 1 of CAD 200. And in this is just a continuation of things you've done in CAD 100 and developing templates. This is something that you did toward the latter part of the Introduction to Computer-Aided Drafting CAD 100 course. And some of you have, you might have your mechanical template, you might have a civil template, you might have an architectural template already finished that you want to use. That's fine. You just need to let me know, send me an email and just say, is these okay, and let me take a look at it. But in this project, we're just going to do one template. We're just going to do a mechanical template, and I have attached two other templates for you. One is an architectural template you can use, and one's a civil template that you can use. So only one that you're going to be doing for this class is going to be a mechanical template. And first thing I want to do before I start into this, I want to slide down here and open these up. This is Layers, JPEG, and I'm just going to preview the file. And you all can see there it shows you the layers. I'll come over here and we'll do a preview on this file. And this is actually showing you the exact size of borders and your title blocks, all those sizes. And then the last one is it's just the second part of this title box. And I'm just going to do a preview on it. So the first thing I want to do here to start is go to my AutoCAD and create an A and B size paper using Form 6 title block and Form 7 part list and Form 8 revision block. It includes standard layers according to the alphabetical lines and set up with decimal units as we get to that. So let's do that. Let's set this thing up in AutoCAD. And I've got AutoCAD open right now. I'm going to do a File New, and you should have the wizard come up. If you don't have this wizard come up, all you have to do is open up AutoCAD and type in Start Up. Hit Enter, and type in the number 1 and hit Enter, and from now on, that computer that's got AutoCAD on it will always open a wizard anytime you hit New. So in here, I just come over here to Advanced Setup. This is from scratch right here, or no, let's use a wizard. That's what we want to do. Advanced Setup, and I want to click here. It's in imperial feet and inches. It's not metrics. That's what I want. Standard Setup, I hit OK on that. Decimal, that's what I need. Decimal degrees is fine. East is great. Counterclockwise, all that's fine. And on the paper size here, or on the layout screen, I'll just make it a little larger. Let's go back there and look at this and see what it says. 50 by 50 inches. Okay, did y'all see that? So I'll do 50, and since it's unit, we don't have any units on it, it's going to default to inches on this one. So 50, and hit Finish. We're ready to start. All right. Next thing that I want to do is let's go ahead and we need to set up our text. So that will be the next thing that we need to get accomplished, is set up our text. And to do that, I come over here and I'm just going to hit that up here and annotate. Of course, make sure that you're in annotate. You're not in home, but you're in annotate. Come down here, click on the diagonal. It'll take you to the text style. I want to add a new one, so I hit New. And let me see what that says again on there. What does it want? An 1/8 inch title box text using Arial or Times New Roman. Use annotated, of course. All right. And a 1/4 inch title box text as well. So let's get this 1/8 inch title box set up first. So I'm just going to put 125 text, so I know what it is. Hit OK on that. Make sure it's annotative. Do you all see that? Make sure that's on, that little Mitsubishi looking symbol. Make sure that's on. Come over here, and it was wanting something like a Times New Roman text is perfect. Make sure this right here, this paper text size is 0.125, and apply. You're good. That one's done. What was the next thing I need to do? Make a 1/4 inch text, a 1/4 inch text Arial or Times New Roman. We'll just use the Times New Roman since it's what we're using, and set it up. All right. So let's go back and do that again. So new, this time it's going to be, was it title box? Title box text, and I'll put 0.25 so I know what it is. Hit OK on that, make sure it's annotative. This changes now. That was already checked, but this needs to be 0.25. And there we go. So what I would do on this one is I would click on the 0.125 and set it current, and then close. That way that one's always going to be on there. The next part that we're going to focus on is going to be setting up our dimension styles. And it's quite easy too. We've already got a lot of the work done by setting our text up. But I come over here to dimensions, hit the diagonal arrow again, and you want to go to, let's make us a new one. I want to type in new or click new, and make sure the annotative's on, and I'll just type in mechanical. Hit continue. And inside here, my text, I want to use that 0.125 text that I made earlier. Just like that. Primary units would be decimal. How many decimal places do you want to go with it? It just depends on the project you're working on. I'll just leave it at 4 for right now. Symbols and arrows. I do want my arrows like this. Lines. Everything looks good. I didn't have to change anything because this is exactly what I'm looking at, is how it would show up on my print. So all I have to hit is OK. OK. So mechanical, everything looks good on that. I want to set it current. Close. The next thing that I'm going to work on now is I'm actually going to go in and use dimension styles. We're going to use dimension style right here. And we have that. So I want to go on to layers here. We're going here to create the layers. And inside of that, I come right over here to home. And here's our layers. Now to get into layers, hit layer properties. And you can see I don't have any layers but one. You always get default at one layer, as you guys know. And just make sure that we include these layers right here. Just go ahead and put all these in here. Start with a construction line right here. And just hit new and type in construction. Construction line. And again, you don't have to put them in as the same colors, but you can put it whatever color you want, but you just got to follow. You got to follow all the settings. So if you want to put that in as gray, that's perfectly fine. We can do that. So first one, construction line. Click right here for color, turn it gray. Again, it was a continuous line. If you look back here, construction is a continuous line. Default is line weight, normal plot size. So that's pretty helpful. Line weight is default. And our plot, so you can click on that to turn the plot off, but you want that on line weight, line type is continuous. That's good. So we'll go on to the next one. You just hit new, and again, object. And, you know, object line needs to be, I always make it black, because that's what your object lines are mostly going to look like. It's continuous line, and the line weight is, according to this, it should be 0.6. It is 0.6. They have blue, but again, you can make these colors what you want. 0.6, okay. That's good, and I'll do one more, and then we'll go on to the next part. We'll do a hidden line this time, perhaps. And on a hidden, I want to make it like a lighter. I don't want it black, but I'll do like a lighter gray on that. And then the line type, it's going to be hidden, so you have to load. Come down here and find a hidden line. There's hidden, okay. Make sure you click on it, okay again. And then a hidden line is going to be about 0.3, okay? So we'll change the line weight on it to 0.3, okay. And you need to go ahead and just continue until you get all of these layers in there, and then you'll have that portion of it completed. And then you'd have your layers. So continue and get all those placed in, and then the last phase that you're going to be doing is you're going to be putting in your layouts. Now, on this one, let's go up here and see what they want us to do on this one. We've got an A and B size paper, and we're going to use title block, Form 6 of the title block, and Form 7 part list, and Form 8 revision block. We might not be able to put all of that on A size, but B size perhaps. So let's go in there, and this is how I do these when I'm creating them. Down here you have model, and of course over here is your layout. And I'm just going to right click on layout, and I'm going to rename it, and I'll call that one A size. I go to layout 2, and I'll rename it and call it B size. And you can add on as many as you want. But how do I know A size? How do I know this is a 8.5 by 11? Well, if you take and right click, go to Page Setup Manager, and also this is up here in your buttons up here, just a little quicker to right click. A size, and I want to come in here and modify it. And this is where you get it from, and I've got a universal printer here. But you can, since you're online, you can go to Drawing to PDF, okay? Drawing to PDF is totally fine. And just make sure ANSI full bleed A 8.5 by 11, that'll work fine. 8.5 by 11's perfect. Landscape here, good. That way we know this thing's exactly, and I want to delete that viewport out for right now. So you know exactly this right here is A size paper. B size, delete the viewport out that's in there. B size, again, right click right on top of that tab and go Page Setup Manager. We hit modify, and this one I want to just drawing to PDF as well. That way I can get all the different sizes. I'm going to go to a B size paper. We'll do a full ANSI full bleed B, 11 by 17. All right. And then close. So we've got both of those on those sizes, and then this is what I'm going to do for a border. I didn't make myself a border layer. I didn't get to that point, but I want to do one right now just to have one. Border, black's perfect on that. Line type's continuous. Line weight's going to be pretty heavy on these. I want to put like a point to 1. I'll close that, and and I want to grab that border layer. And watch this. I want to come up here, grab my rectangle, and this is how I do it. I come in here and eyeball this thing right to that corner, and I'm going to make myself a nice little border around this. And this one was my B size, so I'd hit at, because that makes that 0, 0 relative movement. I do 17, 11. It should put it up there in the corner, and it does. And you'll notice it's just outlining the perimeter of that paper, so I'm just offsetting it 1/2 of an inch. Perfect. Just like that. And now we also need to go in here and check and see what they want for us to do now. So what form was they wanting here? It's Form 6 from the title box. So I'll come down here to Form 6. Let's take a look and see what that says. Title 3, Title 1, Title 3. So it must be on the next paper. Must be on this one. So I'm looking for 6, which is right here. So you can see this one is 5.25 by 2.19 up. I want to go back 5.25 and 2.19. So I just grab myself a rectangle. At makes that 0, 0 where I started be negative 5.25, comma, and then we're going to go positive up 2.19. Oh, I hit too many decimals. Minus 5.25, comma, and then y direction 2.19. That looks better, doesn't it? If you turn on your line weight, it'll show you the thicknesses. You know, if you don't have that line weight, always come over here to this little button, customization, and then you can, this whatever's checked is what's showing down here in the status bar. And see how line weight's on. You can turn it off, it's gone. I always keep mine on. I don't draw in it, but I like to put it on after the fact to make sure all my layers are correct. So in that, you're just going to go through and put everything in here. There's a 3/8 inch apart. So that's pretty simple to do. Just grab this and explode it. And what I do is just do an offset of 0.38. And that leaves you with that room up here for your title box. Or no, there's a 0.44. Offset 0.44. Enter. 1, 2, 3. Looks 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it looks good. All right. Then of course you've got those little parts in here, the little offsets coming across, like 1.12 and 2.06. You have those. So just make sure you get those in. I'd do them the same way. 1.12. Just grab this, and you just have to come in here and grab grips and moves a little faster. You know, just go ahead and go through that and fix it to make it, everything look just like this. 2.62 up there on those. So you guys got the hang of that. So you get all that put in there. So this one would be done after you get all that. And make sure that you go ahead and put your title up here. And I would go to annotate, change this to the point title box lettering, and go to, I like to go to my multi-line text right there. Catch that corner, and then type in your school's name. This one would be Big Sandy CTC. Or you could, I don't know if that'd be enough room, Community and Technical College underneath of it. I don't think there's enough room with that. So I'll just CTC, then I come up here and I'll center it up. And justification. Let's do it middle center. And I don't think it's going to do that just because of the way that, no. And that's okay, because you can always just grab it, grab your grip, and move, and get it eyeballed into where you want it. So, as you see, you just get all that in there, look nice and pretty. And also, it's wanting you to put in a couple other things. It's wanting you to put a parts list in and a revision block. And just go ahead and put those in as well on that. And up here is always a good, your revision block would be good right in here. Up here in the top right-hand corner, you can put your not your revision, but your parts list up here in the upper right-hand corner. So you can draw those in. Let's go back to A size. Now, A size, you just need your title box, and that's plenty because you'll run out of room. You might be able to get the revision. I just, for our purpose, just do the title block. Come here to A size paper, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to, as I did on the B size, just do a rectangle. Come in here and eyeball it. Catch that point right there. And at 11,8.5, do an offset of 1/2 of an inch, 0.5. Put that in there, just like that. Get rid of that outside piece, and then you can, here's your line weight. And then what I do is come over here to B size. I don't want to reinvent the wheel. After I do this one time and have all my stuff in here, I hit just Control C, copies it, go over to A size and do a Control V, and right there it is. And just so I know I put this in the proper place, I'll do a copy, or a move, I'm sorry. And I want it to be from here to here. Should catch that point if you track. And I've got my tracking on to do that. I'll move it right there. And of course my trackings, I've got them on here, object snap tracking. And polar tracking was clicked on there. So if I do a line weight, it shows up real nice and pretty. But I want you to fill all this out according to Form 5 or Form 6, whichever one that you're going to be using. You can use either one of those. I think in the lesson I said Form 5, but you can use either one of these. Only on B size do I want you to put the revision block and the parts list, okay? So A size, all I want is just the title block on it for now. So after you get to this point, everything's done, everything looks good on those, go back to your model space and then just do File, Save As, and find some place to put it. I would call this one my mechanical template. And instead of a drawing file, you're going to switch it down here to a DWT. And it always does that. It'll flip you back like that. So you got to go back and rename it mechanical template. And then just do yourself a save. And I've already got one of those somewhere. And template, I'll put 1. Save, and then make sure Save All Layers as Unreconciled and hit OK. And now, from here on out, you've got your mechanical template, and I want you to send me this. So just do File. Next time you want to use it, New. And of course, I have to have that one closed out. So when you go File, New, and your wizard comes up, just open that template up, Browse, and wherever you saved it at, go and hunt that down. And mechanical template, here it is. You double click it, open, and it should have everything on there. There's my A size, my B size. I've got all my layers. I've got everything set up to be able to start drawing in mechanical engineering. So if you guys have any questions about anything, just please contact me. But that's the only one that I want you to turn in this week, is just the mechanical one. You already have the architectural and the civil one attached, so I want you to use those. But if you have any questions, again, please contact me.